Hi guys, this is O-level chemistry, paper 11, June 2021, question 31. Tin is more reactive than lead but less reactive than iron. Which method would be most suitable for extracting tin from its ore? Okay, so now we have a situation in which we have a metal that is less reactive than iron. So for metals that are less reactive than iron, we would heat them with carbon. And by heating with carbon, the metal oxide will be reduced to the metal and carbon will be oxidized to carbon dioxide. This will be done for all metals that are less reactive than iron because iron also undergoes a similar reaction. But metals that are more reactive than iron will undergo different processes. So here we have electrolysis, which is incorrect. Heating alone is incorrect because you cannot get rid of the oxide ions by heating alone. Heating with carbon, yes, we would have tin oxide. And when we heat it with carbon, this would form tin, metal, and carbon dioxide gas would be given off. So this is the reaction taking place. And the last one is reacting with hydrogen is incorrect as well. So for this question, the correct option is option C. Question 32. Attaching pieces of magnesium to underground iron pipes can protect the iron from corrosion. Which reaction protects the iron from corrosion? Now, they have told us that attaching magnesium to iron. Now, magnesium is more reactive than iron. So, when we coat iron with magnesium, the magnesium would undergo a reaction with water or oxygen and will get oxidized, but it will protect iron from oxidation. So, this is known as sacrificial protection. So, we use magnesium to protect iron from corrosion or rusting. So what happens is oxidation of magnesium. So in option A, we have reduction of iron, incorrect. In option B, we have oxidation of iron, incorrect. This is the reaction that is being protected by coating it with magnesium. In C, we have reduction of magnesium ions. This is incorrect. In D, we have oxidation of magnesium ion. Magnesium metal. Magnesium metal is converted into magnesium ions upon reaction with either oxygen or water. So this is what actually happens. So for this question, the correct option is option D. Question 33. Which reactions take place during the extraction of aluminum from aluminum oxide using carbon electrodes? So we've got aluminum oxide. So aluminum ions would be reduced to aluminum and oxide ions would be oxidized to oxygen gas. So the first reaction does take place because this is the oxidation of oxide ions to form oxygen gas. The second reaction also occurs. This is because in the anodes present are made of carbon. They're called carbon brushes. And at the high temperatures used, the oxygen gas given off reacts with the carbon anode and burns them away as carbon dioxide. So the anodes need to be constantly replaced. Reaction 3 is incorrect because the charge of the aluminum ion is not right here. In Al2O3, aluminum has an oxidation state of 3 positive. So when it undergoes reduction, it will accept 3 moles of electrons to produce aluminum metal. So as you can see in reaction 3, the charge on the aluminum ion is 2 positive, which is not the case during the extraction of aluminum. So we have reactions 1 and 2 correct, which makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 34. Which statement about gases in the atmosphere is correct? Carbon monoxide is a pollutant which causes acid rain? No. The pollutants that cause acid rain are SO2 and NO2 gases in the atmosphere. B. Catalytic converters reduce carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide. Well, they do convert carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide, but this is oxidation, not reduction. So this statement is incorrect because of the change in the oxidation states mentioned. They call it reduction, but carbon monoxide is oxidized to carbon dioxide. C. Methane in the atmosphere depletes the ozone layer. No, this is done by chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs. D. Photosynthesis adds oxygen to the atmosphere. Yes, because in photosynthesis we have got CO2 reacting with H2O, producing glucose C6H12O6, and we have liberation of oxygen gas or production of oxygen gas. So it does add oxygen to the atmosphere. So this makes option D the correct option for this question. Question 35. How many moles of hydrogen chloride are formed when 1 mole of methane reacts with a large excess of chlorine in sunlight? So in 1 mole of methane, we have got 4 hydrogen atoms. So when it reacts with excess of chlorine, so we need 4 moles of chlorine gas in the presence of sunlight. What happens is all of the hydrogen atoms in methane are substituted by chlorine atoms. So the compound becomes CCl4 or carbon tetrachloride. And each hydrogen that has been removed binds to a chlorine atom, producing a molecule of HCl. So in total, there are 4 molecules of HCl that are produced. Thus, the answer for this question is option D. Question 36. Compound X is shown in the dot and cross diagram. Okay. Which statement about compound X is correct? Okay, let's make compound X. Looking at the diagram, we have got 3 carbon atoms. The first 2 carbon atoms on the left have got 4 electrons shared, which means it is forming a double bond. The second and third carbon atom has a one pair of electron shared between them, so it is a single bond. The carbon on the extreme left has 2 hydrogen atoms covalently bonded to it. The one in the center has 1 hydrogen atom covalently bonded to it, and the one on the right has 3 hydrogen atoms covalently bonded to it. So the structure shown here is called prop 1 ene. Okay. So, which statement about compound X is correct? It is a saturated hydrocarbon. A saturated hydrocarbon does not have any double or triple bonds. Presence of a double or a triple bond indicates that it is unsaturated. So, this option becomes incorrect. It is an isomer of butene. Now, butene has 4 carbon atoms present. This compound has 3. An isomer has the same molecular formula. Their molecular formula are different, so they are not isomers. Next, it will decolorize bromine water. Decolorization of bromine water is a test for unsaturation and is undergone by any organic molecule that contains a double bond, especially alkenes, because the functional group in alkenes is the double bond. So it will decolorize bromine water, yes. And next, its name is propane. We have already named it. It is prop-1ene. So this makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 37. Which statement about alcohols are correct? All alcohols contain the hydroxide ion? No. Alcohols do not contain the hydroxide ion because they are not ionic compounds. They are covalent compounds and are neutral. They will not contain any ion. So this statement is incorrect. Next, ethanol can be formed from ethene using reaction catalyzed by yeast. Ethanol can be formed from ethene, but when it reacts with steam in the presence of H3PO4 catalyst at 300 degrees Celsius and 60 atmospheres. So this statement is also incorrect. Next, methanol can be oxidized to methanoic acid. Yes. Alcohols can be oxidized to carboxylic acid. Methanol forms methanoic acid, ethanol forms ethanoic acid, propanol forms propanoic acid, butanol forms butanoic acid. So this statement is correct. And the last one, alcohols X and Y shown are isomers. Now, isomers have the same molecular formula. So the molecular formula for X would be there are 4 carbon atoms, there are 10 hydrogen atoms, and there is 1 oxygen atom. and that for Y is 4 carbon atoms, 10 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom. Since they both have the same molecular formula, they are isomers of each other. So statements 3 and 4 are correct. This makes option D the correct option for this question. Let's do one more thing. Let's name these alcohols. X has the OH group on the second carbon atom and it has 4 carbon atoms present. So this will be called butane 2 all, and Y has the OH group on the first carbon atom, so it would be called butane 1 all. Question 38. An ester has the formula C2H5, COO, C2H5. Which pair of compounds would react together to form this ester? Okay. So the name of this ester would be, if you look at this part, this is the part that's coming from the alcohol and it has 2 carbon atoms. So this would be ethyl. And when we look at the part coming from the carboxylic acid, we've got 3 carbon atoms. So this becomes propanoate. So the name of the ester is ethyl propanoate. This means it is formed from ethanol and propanoic acid. These are the two reactants that would form this ester. So the question is asking us which pair of compounds would react together to form this ester. So in the first one, we've got ethanoic acid, which is incorrect. In the second one, we've got ethanol, correct, and propanoic acid. This is the correct option. Next, we have got propanoic acid, which is correct, and propanol. No, propanol is not there. In the fourth one, you've got propanol, which is not there, and ethanoic acid. Both of them are not there. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 39. Which statement about polymers is correct? Nylon and terylene are both polyesters. Okay, terylene is a polyester, but nylon is not. Nylon is a polyamide. So this statement becomes incorrect. Next, protein and nylon have the same monomer units. Well, protein is also a polyamide. Nylon is a polyamide we have already discussed, but they do not have the same monomer units. The monomers for proteins are called amino acids, which are naturally occurring, while the monomer for nylon are very much different and are not amino acids. So this statement becomes incorrect. Next, proteins have the same amide linkages as nylon. Yes, both of them are polyamide, so they would have amide linkages present. Next, pterylene and fats are esters. Yes, they are, but with different linkages. If they are the same, if they have the same functional group, how can their linkages be different? They both have the same ester linkage. Their linkages are not different. So this makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 40. X is a polymer. When X is hydrolyzed, one of the products is substance Y. Okay, in this substance Y, we've got a carboxylic group present. We have got an amine group present. And we've got a CH3 and a hydrogen atom. Now, a compound having a carboxylic group and an amine group is known as an amino acid. Now, since hydrolysis of X produced amino acids are monomers for proteins. That means a protein was hydrolyzed to produce amino acids. Now, the question is asking us which type of polymer is X? A complex carbohydrate? No. A fat? No. A protein? Yes. An addition polymer? No. So, this makes option C the correct option for this question.